everyone, welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. आज हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की क्लास करने वाले हैं। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की अगर हम क्लास की बात करते हैं तो ये आपका क्लास 11 है। ऑलरेडी हमने क्लास 10 कर लिया है। First of all, it's a huge request from my side to all the viewers. Please go through with the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. If I'm talking about artificial intelligence, because इससे पहले हमने कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क कंप्लीट कर दिया है। यूनिट 1 हमने कंप्लीट कर लिया आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में। यूनिट 2 हम ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं। यूनिट 3 भी हम कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं। एंड यूनिट 4 जो कि लास्ट यूनिट हमने लास्ट क्लास में किया है, दैट इज़ जो 4 यूनिट हम ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं। और अब हम जो शुरू कर रहे हैं वो यूनिट 5 शुरू कर रहे हैं, जो कि पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन है। ये यूनिट 5 का फर्स्ट क्लास है। इट्स अ ह्यूज रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम माय साइड टू प्लीज़ गो थ्रू विद द सब्सक्राइब बटन एंड प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब अवर चैनल। लेट्स गो अहेड विद द डिस्क्रिप्शंस ऑफ पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन। पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन क्या होता है, उससे रिलेटेड जितनी भी चीज़ें हैं हम वो आज की क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे। अगर लंबा नहीं जाता है तो फिर मोर देन 1 आवर से ज़्यादा नहीं जाता है तो होपफुली विल कंप्लीट इट। लेट्स सी हाउ इट विल बी and let's go ahead with the pattern recognition. The first question is all about pattern recognition, that you write a short note on a pattern recognition. So first of all, you have to know what is pattern recognition is all about. So pattern recognition is the process of recognizing the pattern by using the machine learning algorithm. Pattern recognition that can be defined as the classification of data based and knowledge on knowledge already gained or on statistical information extracted from pattern and or their representations as well. In the pattern recognition, the application, the raw data is processed and converted into the form of that is amendable and that is amenable for a machine to use as well. So that is all comes under the pattern recognition. Examples of pattern recognition, if I'm talking about, so there are speech recognition, speaker identification, multimedia document recognition, that is MDR, automatic medical diagnosis as well. Talking about what pattern recognition involves. Pattern recognition involves. Pattern recognition involves the two classification. The first is your classification, in which in classification an appropriate class label is assigned to a pattern based on the abstraction that is generated using a set of training pattern or a domain knowledge. Classification is used in supervised learning. The second we have here is your clustering. In clustering here, it generates a partition of the data which helps the decision making and the specific decision making activity of the interest to us, and the clustering is used in an unsupervised learning here. Let's go ahead with the detail. The another one, that is write a short note on the application of pattern recognition. So let's go ahead to discuss about application of pattern recognition. Application of pattern recognition. In the case of the application of pattern recognition here, that is for the first is image processing, segmentation and analysis. And analysis. So in image that is your image processing, segmentation and analysis, here that the pattern recognition is used to give the human recognition intelligence to machine which is required in image processing. The second is your computer vision. In computer vision, the pattern recognition is used to extract the meaningful feature from a given image, video samples, and is used in the computer vision for the various applications like biological and biomedical imaging here. The third we have is that is seismic analysis. In seismic analysis, the pattern recognition approach is used for the discovery, imaging, and interpretations of the temporal patterns in a seismic array recording. And that is the statistical pattern recognition is implemented and used in a different types of seismic analysis model as well. Let's go ahead with the fourth one, and that is your radar signal classification. Radar signal classification analysis. In this radar signal classification or radar signal analysis, the pattern recognition and a single processing method are used in the various applications of radar signal classification like AP mine detections and identification. The fifth we have is just speech recognition. In speech recognition, that speech recognition is used in the various algorithm of speech recognition, which tries to avoid the problem of using that is your phone level and of description of and treats larger units such as words of pattern as well. The next, the sixth one and the last one, we have fingerprint identification. Fingerprint identification. In fingerprint identification here, in this that the fingerprint recognition technique is a dominant technology in the biometric market, and a number of recognition methods have been used to perform a fingerprint matching, out of which a pattern recognition approach is widely used here. With the same case, now we'll go ahead with the discussion of the classification approach of pattern recognition, which has been asked of 17-18 of 10 marks. So let's go ahead with that. Classification approach of pattern recognition. In the classification approach of pattern recognition here, that is there are the two basic approaches for the pattern recognition here that has been asked of 10 marks. The first we have is your statistical approach. In statistical approach, that is known as decision theoretical approach. Here the statistical approach is based on the use of decision functions to classify objects, and where decision function maps the patterns vectors of X into the decision region of the D as well. Where the problem that can be stated as follows, like given object, that is your object is object 1, object 2 till object n, and so let each O of I have a k observable attributes and related with the exponential vector. So for that we will be finding out like vector that is equals to v1, v2, v3 till vn vk. Determine a subset that when m is less than or equals to k and of that vi, then x is of course the x1, x2 till xm, and whose values uniquely characterizes with respect to the object. And so here in the same case that if c is greater than or equals to 2 here in the grouping session of this, that the groupings or classification of object and which exhibits a high that is intra class and the low intra class similarities, such that a decision function that can be found which partitions D into the C disjoint region, and the region that are used to classify each that is belonging at a most of one of the C classes as well. The second we have here is your syntactic or structured approach. With this, a syntactic approach is based on the uniqueness of the syntactic structure among the object class, and instead of defining the grammar in terms of an alphabet of the character or a terminal works on a vocabulary, it is based on the shape primitive. For example, the object that could be defined using a grammar, and where the terminals we consist of following like shape figure If I'm talking about so here that is the code has been represented in the form of card, and that it in the form of A, B, C, and that is represented, and of course E, F, G, and I as well. So let's go ahead to diffuse that in that same structure for this, for the syntactic here. This is B, this is C, and this is A, where it means that A equals to small a, F, A, G, A, D, C, I, C, C, I, C, F, and for B that is equals to E, G, H, F, and C is equals to E, G, H, F here. And the representation of A we have equals to the direction, and B equals to this direction, the C equals to this direction, D equals to this direction, E equals to this direction, F equals to that is in this direction, and that is G equals to which is in this direction, and H is equals to in this direction, and I equals to this direction. So this is the directions has been represented. We are using a syntactic analysis. This is the passing of the analyzing the string structure classification that is accomplished by assigning an object class Ci, and when the that is the string describing it has been generalized from the of the grammar as well, and that requires that the string is recognized as a member of the language as well. So this is the representation. Let's go ahead with another one. That the question is, describe the steps in designing pattern recognition system or the components of pattern recognition system. So let's go ahead to discuss about it. Components of pattern recognition. In pattern recognition, the component here, and then otherwise other than that you can say that the steps as well, steps in designing. So these were all equal in the pattern recognition. Either they ask you about in the terms of component or either in terms of steps. You have to give an answer in that same case. So let's go ahead here while drawing it, the components here. These were the components that has been represented here. And in the same case, if I'm talking about the components, so first we'll give input to the sensing, then it will go to the segmentation, then it will feature extraction, then it will classify, that is classification, and then of course the post processing, and then it will give decision. This is the cost and adjustment, and adjustment for context, and this is same for that as well, and this is for as well, that is for adjustment for missing feature. So these are the components used to design a pattern recognition system. Talking about the first one here, that is we have your sensing. Okay, in the terms of sensing here, that is a sensor converts image or sound or the other physical inputs into the signal data. and where that the input to the pattern recognition system is often some kind of a transducer such as the camera or a microphone array. The second is the segmentations and grouping as well. In grouping and segmentation, that segmentation refers to the process of partitioning a digital image or a speech in the multiple segment, where the segmenters isolate that sensed object from a background or from other object. In the feature extraction measure object properties that are useful for the classification. And for the classification here, that is that the task of the classifier components of full system is to use the feature vector provided by a feature extractor to assign the object to a category, that is the components using to design a pattern recognition system here. In the same case, if I'm talking about with this, and that is the post processor here, and that is the post processor uses the output of the classifier to decide on the recommended action as well. Let's go ahead with another one, that is write a short note or write down the activities that is used in the design pattern recognition. So design pattern of recognition, we have to go ahead, and with the regard of it we will be having an architecture as well as a diagram, and we'll go ahead with the detail as well. So let's go ahead. In the same case, we will be having the design of pattern recognition. That is the design of pattern recognition system usually entails the repetitions of a number of different activities, where the first we have is your data collection. In data collection, that data must be collected both to train and to test the system, and the data collection can account for a large part of the cost for developing a pattern recognition here. And the second is your feature that is feature choice. In the feature choice, the choice of the distributed that is distributing the feature is a critical design, and that is comes under that steps and depend on the characteristics of the problem domain as well. In selecting or designing feature, we would like to find out the feature that are simple to extract, invariant to irrelevant transformation, insensitive to noise, and useful for discriminating the patterns in the different categories. Where in the same case, the design cycle, if I'm talking about, then that is your model choice. Model choice. In model choice, the characteristics of the data that affects the choice of the models for the different categories. The fourth we have is your training. Training, the process of using the data to determine the classifier, that is referred to as training the classifier. The fifth one we have is your evaluation. In the evaluation is important for the both to measure the performance of the system and to identify the need of the improvement in the in its component as well. So let's go ahead with design cycle. This is a design cycle or diagram. So these two were the prior choices. We'll just make you write here as well. So let's go ahead with the design cycle in a deep. So that is just start. It will go to the collect data, then choose feature, that choose model, Then after that, after the choosing model, then we have your choose model, then train classifier, and then of course we have evaluate classifier, and then we will end up with this is a design cycle. These two are the prior knowledge. That is example is invariation. So here with this is a design cycle, and now we'll go ahead to discuss about describe the approaches of pattern recognition. So let's go ahead here. Approaches of pattern recognition. In approaches of pattern recognition, first we have your statistical pattern. Statistical pattern recognition approach. In this, that the statistical pattern recognition approach is an approach in which results that can be drawn out from established concept in a statistical decision theory in order to discriminate among data based on that is your upon the quantitative features of the data from the different groups, for example mean, standard deviation as well. The second we have here is your structured pattern. Structural pattern recognition approach. In this, the structural approach is an approach in which the results that can be drawn out from the establishment concepts and in structural decision theory in order to check integrations and interconnections between the object inside the single data sample, and where in the same case the sub-patterns and the relations that are the structure feature while applying a structural approach as well. In the same case, the example for it, that is we have your graph. Let's go ahead with the discuss about statistical pattern recognition, and that has been asked in a different way in a different question mark, and that is a 5 marks. So statistical pattern recognition is a problem that is used to cover all the stages from the problem formation and the data collection through the discrimination and the classification, assessments of results and interpretation as well. In that statistical pattern recognition, the recognition is done by classifying the input into the predefined category, and into this approach each pattern is represented in the terms of feature and is viewed as a point of a d-dimensional space. With the same case, that the goal is to choose those features that allows the pattern vectors belonging to a different category and a disjoint region and a dimensional feature space. The effective of the feature space is determined by how well patterns from different chooses that classes that can be separated as well. In the terms of it, the principal component analysis that is very important and which is known as PCA, as I told you about many times here. Principal component analysis. In principal component analysis, which stands for PCA here, in the principal component analysis, that is one of the most widely used statistical method, and the principal component analysis technique is adopted for dimensionally reduces here, and that is using the PCA technique, a higher dimensional data spaces that can be transformed onto a lower dimensional space, and this transformation is also known as Hotelling transform, and PCA linearly transforms a high dimensional input vector into a low dimensional one whose components are uncorrected and that is uncorrelated through the calculations of a vector and for covariance matrix of the original input as well. and where the primary advantages of PCA are the reductions of dimensionality of the data set and the identification of a new meaningful, that is the underlying variable as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about with the PCA here, that is in the reference towards it, the PCA algorithm stands for, in the first step you have to get data, step 2 you have to subtract the mean, the step 3 is to calculate the covariance vector and matrix, and the fourth step to calculate the eigenvector for the eigenvector value, that is your the covariance in matrix, and the fifth step you have to choose the component of forming a feature vector and deriving a new, this is the last step, and the sixth step, that is the deriving the new data set, that is a final step in the PCA. So for that, if we're going to write it down, we will go ahead to find it out. So that is, in the same case we have to find it out, and in the terms of the PCA that is used in the pattern recognition, explain how PCA is used in the pattern recognition, describe the parameters here. Explain how PCA is used in the pattern recognition, describe the parameter estimations method in the pattern recognition. This has been asked in many times of 10 marks. And explain the node linear discriminant algorithm analysis, that is your LDA. In the same case, for the PCA used in the pattern recognition, first we'll do ahead. PCA use in pattern recognition. So in that, the principal component analysis is an application in pattern recognition where PCA is enabled to recognize underlying the pattern in a high dimensional data and the output of the PCA that can use to highlight both the similarities and the differences within a data set. It can be hard to describe the pattern in a data with a high dimensions and results of PCA that led to a simple interpretation as well. The parametric estimation method in the that is in pattern recognition, that is for the LDA, will go ahead. With LDA, that is we have your linear discriminant analysis. In this, the linear discriminant analysis is a commonly used technique for a data classification and dimensionality reduction. LDA easily handles the case where the values within the class frequency are unequal and their performance have been examined and on randomly generated test data. LDA works when the measurement made on the independent variable for each observation that are continuous quantities, and the use of the LDA for the data classifier is applied to the classification problem in a speech recognition as well. With the same case, another question has been arised, describe in the brief the various feature extractions and selection method in a pattern recognition of that has been asked for 10 marks, and LLSs the various features extraction of the selection method in the pattern recognition, even though that what we had done even in this classes. And in the that if I'm talking about with the same regard of it, that the first we have your the various features extraction for the selection method. There were the three methods, and that is your PCA, Fisher's LDA, and non-linear PCA. So with this same case, we'll go ahead here. Various feature extraction and selection method. The first we have is your PCA, which we had discussed right now. The second we have is your, that is the Fisher's LDA. In Fisher's LDA, the Fisher's linear discriminant is a classification method that projects the high dimensional data onto a line and perform a classification to this one-dimensional space. The projection maximizes the distance between the means of the two classes while minimizing the variance with each classes, and they define the Fisher's criteria, which is maximized over all the linear propagation, and which has been represented as J of W m1 minus m2 mod will square and upon s1 ka square plus s2 square, where m represents the mean and s square represents the variance, and the subscript denote the two classes here. The third we have is your, that is non-linear PCA. In non-linear PCAs here, in the same case that non-linear principal component analysis, that is NLPCA, is non-linear generalization of standard principal component analysis, and it generalizes the principal component from the straight line to curve, that is your non-linear, and that's the subspace in the original data space, which is described in all linear component. Non-linear component is also curved here. So let's go ahead with another one, and that's what we have to discuss here. Here now we'll discuss what do you mean by the dimensions reduction, and discuss the principal component analysis for dimension reduction. So let's go ahead. In the terms of dimension reduction, which has been asked of 10 marks, so the dimensionally reduction is the process of reducing the number of random variable under the consideration by obtaining a set of principal variables as well, and it can be divided into feature selection and feature extraction. The components of dimensional analysis reduction, we have components of DR, that is dimension reduction. There are the two components that are available. The first is your feature selection. In feature selection, in this we try to find out a subset of the original set of variables, the features, to get a smaller subset which can be used to model the problem. And the second is your feature extraction. In feature extraction, this reduces the data in a high dimensional space to the lower dimensional space, that is a space with a lesser number of dimensions here. Now we'll go ahead to discuss another one, that is the advantages and disadvantages of LDA, and that is your linear discriminant analysis. Advantages and disadvantages of LDA, that is linear discriminant analysis here. And I will go ahead to discuss, that is your advantages we have two and the disadvantages we have two. So in the advantages and LDA and PCA, we will discuss for both. So the advantages for LDA we have here, that is it is suitable for a larger data set, and the calculations of the scatter matrix in LDA is much easy as compared to the covariance matrix. And for the disadvantages of LDA here, that is more redundancy in data, memory requirement is high, and more noisy as well. In the advantages of PCA, that is your principal component analysis, the first advantages is less redundancy in data, less noise reduction, and efficient for smaller Disadvantages of principal component analysis, that is your PCA. The first is the calculation of extra covariance matrix is very difficult and it is not suitable for the larger data set as well. Let's go ahead to discuss about write a short note on nearest neighbor rule, that is NN rule, and a Bayes classifier as well. So let's go ahead. Nearest neighbor rule, that is NN rule here. And for NN rule here, that is your in the pattern recognition, the K nearest neighbor algorithm, that is KNN, is a method for classifying the object based on the close training. Example is a feature space. And in the same case, if we will go ahead with the detail of a nearest neighbor algorithm, that is a KNN is a type of instance-based learning or a lazy that is learning, where the function is only approximately locally and all the computation is defined until the classification, and where K nearest neighbor algorithm is the simplest of all machine learning algorithm in which an object is classified by a majority vote of the neighbors, and with the object being assigned to the class most common amongst its K nearest neighbor as well. And that is your K is a positive integer and typically small as well. If K equals to 1, then the object is simply assigned to a class of the nearest neighbor here. In the same case, where the nearest neighbor rule is a fixed compute the decision boundary in the implicit manner. So if we talk about nearest neighbor algorithm, so that first it will begin and then initiate, and then after that do, and then if C dash equals to C dash minus 1, then find the nearest cluster and merge them, and then until that C is equals to C dash, then return the C cluster end. So that is comes under it. Let's go ahead with the another one, that is your Bayes classifier. In the Bayes classifier here, that is a Bayes classifier is a simple probabilistic classifier that is based on an applying Bayes algorithm from the Bayesian statistics with a strong naive independence assumption. In simple terms, a naive-based classifier assumes that the presence or an absence of a particular feature of a class is unrelated to the presence or an absence of any other feature, depending on the precise nature of the probability model. Naive-based classifier that can trained very efficiently in a supervised learning setting. And advantages of the naive-based classifier is that it requires a small amount of training data to estimate the parameter, means and variances of the variable that is necessary for the classification as well. Now we'll go ahead with the detail, and that what we have to discuss. Write a short note on support a vector machine, that has been asked of 5 marks, and describe SVM in detail as well, that has been asked. So let's go ahead with that. Let's do one question here that has been asked of 5 marks. That the question we have is determine two principal components of the following set of observation of two-dimensional data having 5 examples. So this has been asked of 5 marks here, and for that the table we have here, serial number, X and Y. So here this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here that is represented as well. The table is as follows. The X for 1, that is your 1 minus 3, minus 1 3 0 minus 0.6 0 0.6 and 1.3, that is in positive. This is minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 and plus में 1.8 here. So for that table, for the x and y, 1 minus 1.8, 1 is 0.6 0 and 0.6 and of course 1.3 here, and for here that is minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 and 1.8. this is variances here. So for that covariances we'll find it out. The covariance matrix. That is, let A equals to that is minus 1.3 minus 0.6 0 0.6 and 1.3. For here that is minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 and 1.8. and for that mean of matrix A equals to x bar equals to 0, 0, and for that we'll go ahead with the matrix of the deviation from the mean. From the mean here, and that is minus 1.3 minus 0.6 0 0.6 1.3. then here that is your minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 and 1.8 here. Then the another matrix minus we have here 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 here. Then it will give minus 1.3 minus 0.6 0 0.6 1.3 minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 1.8 as well. The standard deviation we have that is 1 and minus 1, where I equals to 1, x of I minus x bar, x of I minus x bar का whole square. That is the formula here, that is of t as well. And now for putting the value here, that is 1 5 minus 1 minus 1.3 minus 1.8 0 minus 0.6 minus 0.9 0 0 0.6 0.9 1.3 and 1.8. it will multiply to the matrix, that is minus 1.3 minus 0.6 0 0.6 1.3, and here that is minus 1.8 minus 0.9 0 0.9 1.8 here as well. Here in the same case, where we'll go ahead 1.025, 1.44, 1.44, and that is 2.025 as well. So now the eigenvalues we have equals to 1.025 minus lambda, 1.44, 1.44, and 2.025 minus lambda, which is equals to 0. And solve further, then we have 1 that is started with 1.025 minus lambda, 2.025 minus lambda, minus 1.44 multiply 1.44, which is equals to 0. When we solve further, 2.0756 minus 1.025 lambda minus 2.025 lambda plus lambda square and minus 2.0735 equals to 0. Further we'll go ahead, which is lambda square minus 3.05 lambda minus 0.002 equals to 0. We'll go ahead with the further one, which is 100 lambda square minus 305 lambda minus 0.2 equals to 0, where lambda 1 equals to 3.05065597, and where lambda 2 equals to minus 0.000655597 here. The eigenvalues, which is equals to minus 0.000655 and 5, and for here that is 3.0506559, and where the lambda 1 is very small, hence neglect that, and the eigenvalues equals to 1.025 minus 3.0506559, and this is 1.44, this is 1.44, and this is 2.025 minus 3.0506559 as well. When we further solve it, it will minus 20258, 1.44, 1.44, and minus 1.02565. Now the final data. Two point 0.256, 1.44, that is 1.44 minus 1.0258, that is 5, and the other matrix we have 1.33 minus में 0 में minus 0.6, 0, 0.6, 1.3, and here that is minus 1.8, minus 0.9, 0, 0.9 and 1.8 as well. And for that we have an eigenvalues as well, that is 0.04128 minus 0.02583, here that is minus 0.08064, this is 0.059085, 0 and 0, 0.80, and that is 64, minus 0.659085, this is 0.04128, 0.02583. So this is the end of the question. Now we'll go ahead to discuss about SVM. In SVM, that is stands for support vector machine. In support vector machine, or that has been asked for 5 marks in 15 and 16, and that can be asked write a short note on support vector machine or describe SVM in detail. So with respect to towards that, that is your support vector machine is a machine learning algorithm that analyzes the data for classification and regression analysis. SVM is a supervised learning method that looks at data and sorts it into one of the two categories, and the SVM output a map of sorted data with a margins between the two as far apart as possible. So the application of SVM, will discuss about it. Application of SVM. So there are 4 applications, and the first application we have here is your text and hypertext classification. The second we have, that is image classification. The third we have, that is recognizing handwritten character. And the fourth is, that is biological sciences, including protein classification. Now we'll discuss about what is clustering. Describe K-means clustering technique or applied K-means clustering algorithm for the clustering data with the help of an example, and that has both asked in a different examination paper of 10 marks. So we'll discuss, because that is very important, that is clustering. In clustering is the process or grouping of classifying objects on the basis of the close association or a shared characteristics. The object that can physically or abstract entity, and the characteristic that can be attribute value relation among the objects in the combination of both, where the clustering is essential a discovery learning process in which the similarity pattern are found among the group of the object as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about K-means clustering, in K-means clustering, the K-means is the simplest unsupervised learning algorithm that solves a well-known clustering problem. K-means clustering is a method of vector quantization originally from the signal processing that is popular for the cluster analysis and the data mining. And that is, the procedure follows a simple way to classify a given data set through a certain number of clusters that assume an K cluster finally, that initially that started and fixed initially, and the algorithm that aims at a minimum at an object function known as an squared error function that has been given. So that has been written in the form of equals to I equals to 1, E of I, that is j equals to 1, small ax of I minus v of j का whole square. This is the formula where this x of I minus v of j, that is in mods, that is the equivalent distance between xi and vj, and this is the ci, that is the number of the data points of the ith cluster, and c is the number of cluster centers here. And now for the algorithm, for the step one here, we'll let x like x1, x2, x3, xn be the set of the data points, and v equals to v1, v2, v2 till vn, and that is be the set of centers as well. So randomly we select the C cluster centers and calculate the distance between each data point and the data clusters centers as well, and then assign the data point to the cluster center whose distance from the cluster center is minimum of all the cluster centers, and then recalculate the new cluster center by using the formula, and that is your formula is equals to 1 upon Ci sigma j equals to 1 x of I, where ci represents the number of the data point to the ith cluster, and recalculate the distance between each point and a new obtained cluster centers as well. And if the data point was recognized, then stop, otherwise repeat from step 3rd. So that is all related to algorithm steps in the k-means clustering. Now we'll discuss about the explain speech recognition in detail and writes it application as well, because that has been asked of 10 marks. So let's go ahead to discuss that. Speech recognition. In speech recognition, speech recognition is the process of converting an acoustic signal that is captured by a microphone or a telephone to a set of words, and that recognize the word that can be a final result as for the applications such as command and control, data entry, and a document preparation. Speech recognition is difficult because of the many sources of variability associated with the signal, and that the major component of a typical speech recognition system we have, and that is these are one connected to one another. This the mid one, that is your training data. I'll just tell you how it is connected to one another. This is the speech signals that is transmitted to one another. Okay, so here I will just go ahead here. That is the first we have is just training data. Then it goes to the acoustic model, lexical model, and language model. This is representation. This is speech signal. This is modeling classification. This is search. Okay, and that is your recognized world. So this is a whole diagram related to speech recognition here, that the speech signal is first transformed into a set of useful measurements or a feature at a fixed rate, and typically once every 10 to 20 milliseconds here. And these measures are then used to search for the most likely words. Candidate make use of constraint, and that is imposed by the acoustic, lexical, and a language model. Now we'll go ahead to discuss about the application of speech recognition. Application of speech recognition. So in application of speech recognition, and there are the many applications in terms of speech recognition. So the first that application we have, we'll go ahead with the first one, and that is your in the workplace. In the workplace. In the workplace, that is the speech recognition technology in the workplace has evolved into the incorporating simple tasks to increase the efficiency, as well as the beyond tasks that have traditionally needed a human to perform. For example, like search for the reports or a document on your computer, start video conferences, schedule meeting, record minutes. So that is in the workplace here. That is the second one we have is your in banking. In banking, that means that the aim of a banking and a financial industry for each speech recognitions to reduce the friction of the customer. Voice activated banking could largely reduce the need of human customer services. For example, request information regarding your balance, transaction and spending habits, and the second is the make payments as well. The third we have is in healthcare. In healthcare, that is in healthcare, immediate access to information that can have a significantly positive impact on a patient's safety and a medical efficiency. For example, quickly finding the information from medical records, and nurses that can be reminded of processes or given specific instruction. Nurses that can ask for administrative information such as the number of patients on the floor and the number of available units as well. So let's go ahead to discuss about speech processing. In speech processing, the speech processing is the process by which speech signals are interpreted, understood and acted upon, and basically that refers to the processing of human speech by computerized system and then voice recognition software or voice to text program. Speech processing is important to both theoretical and practical uses, and ranging from voice activation and control in the phones led to the development of functional artificial intelligence in the computer science, where interpretations and the productions of coherent speech are both important in the processing of speech. Some concerns do favor on over the other, however, that an application needs of speech processing are very diverse. Speech recognition is one of the most important aspects of speech processing, because the overall aim of processing speech is to comprehend and to act and spoken language. One commonly used application of speech recognition is simple speech to text conversion, and which is used in many words the processing program. Another component of speech processing is voice recognition, which is essentially a combination of speech and a speaker recognition. And voice recognition occurs when a speech recognition program processes the speech of the known speaker. Such programs that can generally interpret the speech of known speaker with much greater accuracy than that of the random speaker as well. The voice analysis differs from the other topic in speech processing because it is not really concerned with the linguistic content of speech, and it is primarily concerned with the speech pattern and sounds. Voice analysis that could be a diagnose problem with the vocal cords or the other organ related to the speech by noting sound that is the indicative of disease or damage, and sound and stress pattern that could also be used to determine if an individual is telling the truth, though this use of the voice analysis is highly controversial as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about the pattern recognition, there are many things to discuss in this unit, and which is also plays an important role as well. And as I told you about, this is the last unit of your that is artificial intelligence, and which is also important on the aspects of this. And so here we'll go ahead some of the things that will go ahead in a detail as well. And in the same case, the pattern recognition that can be defined as the act of taking in the data and taking action based on the category of the data that has been taken, and taking an action based on the category of the data as well. Now going ahead with this only, that the possible what they had asked you about, that is the pattern recognition aims to classify the data based on the either a prior knowledge or a statistical information that has been extracted in the patterns as well. And in the same case, where in this that the statistical pattern recognition is a term that is used to cover all the stages of an investigation, from the problem formulation and the data collection through to discussion here, and that is discrimination and classification, assessments and results and interpretation as well. And where the principal component analysis that involves a mathematical procedure that transform the number of that is correlated variables into the small numbers of uncorrelated variables, that calls the principal's component. And where the linear discriminant analysis and the related features and linear discriminant are used to find the linear combination of feature which characterized or separate two or more classes of objects or event as well. In the terms of pattern recognition, if I'm talking about, so here in the terms of a pattern recognition, where that is the pattern recognition is a field within the area of the machine, and it can be defined as the act of taking in a raw data by taking an action that is based on the category of the data as well. And in the same case, that it aims to classify the data pattern based on their priori that is knowledge, and that or on a statistical that is your information that is being extracted from the patterns. And where complete pattern recognition system consists of like a sensor that gathers the information to be classified or described, where a feature that extraction mechanism that computes the numerical or symbolic information from the observations, and a classification or description scheme that does not the actual job of classifying or describing the observation relying on the extracted feature. And the classification or the description that scheme is usually based on the availability of the set of pattern that have been classified or described, where this set of the pattern is termed as the training set, and resulting the learning strategies in the characterized as supervised learning, where learning that can be unsupervised in the sense that the system is not given in a prior labeling of pattern, instead of establishing the classes itself that is based on the statistical regularities of the pattern, where the pattern recognition is more complex when the templates are used to generate the variants. And for example, in English sentences we often follow the NVPA pattern, but some knowledge of the English language is required to detect the pattern. So the process of recognition, as we have here, that is the sensor, then stimuli, then of course the feature, matching, classification rule, and of course the learning. So I will go ahead with a short diagram here. This is sensor, this is feature selection, then matching, this is classification. With the matching, it comes under the classification rule, and it goes to the learning. That is the pattern recognition process. So here, that is your sensor, this is stimuli, this is feature selection, and this is matching, this is classification, this is classification rule, and this comes under learning. In this stimuli that produced by an object and that are perceived by the sensory devices, and the more prominent attributes such as size, shape, color, and a texture produces the strongest stimuli. The values of these attributes and their relations are used to characterize an object in the form of pattern vector X, and as a string that is generated, the sum grammar as a classification tree, and a description graph or some other means of representation. The range of the characteristics attribute value is known as to be measurement space M, and where a subset of attribute whose value provide the cohesive objects, a grouping of clustering consistent with some goals associated with the object classification that are been selected here. In the same case, while attributes selected are those which produces the high-end classes and the low-end class grouping, the subset represent a reduction in the attribute space dimensionally, and hence simplifies the classification process as well, where the range of the subset of attribute value is known as a feature space F, and while using the selected attribute value object or a class characterization module are that is learned by forming a generalized prototype description with the classification rule or a decision function. These models are stored in a subsequent recognition, and the range of the decision function that values the classification rule is known as to be the decision space D, where in the same case that if I'm talking about the recognition of the familiar objects is achieved through an application of the rules that is learned in the step, and by comparison that and matching of the object feature will stored models, refinement and the adjustment that can perform continually thereafter to improve the quality and speed of recognition as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about the classification approach of patterns here, in that there are the two basic approaches of pattern recognition. The first is the statistical approach, that is the decision and the theoretical approach. Second is your syntactic structured approach here. In that for the decision theoretical classification, which we had done in the detail, and that is the decision theoretical approach is based on the use of the decision function that to classify object, and where a decision function maps pattern vector X into the decision region of D, and they formally the problem that can be stated as follows. The syntactic structure classification approach is based on the uniqueness syntactic structure among the object classes. Instead of defining the grammar in the terms of the alphabet and the characters or the terminal words, and in that character or a terminal word, that the vocabulary is based on the shape primitive, and for example that the object depicted that could be in using the grammar, and where the terminal that consists of the following shape primitive as well. And with the same case, when the pattern are noisy or are subject to random fluctuations, ambiguities may occur, since patterns belonging to the different classes may appear to be the same as well, and where in the same case, in such cases, the stochastic and a fuzzy grammar may be used. In the same while we can go ahead with the description that we had done here, and that is in the term of that is your designing pattern recognition and the steps in designing a pattern recognition, which we had done even though in the detail. We'll go just ahead for the information that you will be getting it out. So आज के लिए इतना ही. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give your suggestion on a comment box. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. In the artificial intelligence, what we had covered up in unit 1, that is the introduction part, where we had covered up introduction to artificial intelligence, foundations and history of artificial intelligence, application of artificial intelligence, intelligent agent, structures of intelligent agent, computer vision, natural language processing. Introduction to search, this is the second unit which we had covered up. Introduction to search, searching for the solution, uninformed search strategies, informed search strategies, local search algorithm and optimistic problem, adversarial search, search for the games, alpha beta pruning. Unit 3rd is your knowledge representation and reasoning, where knowledge representation and reasoning, propositional logic, theory of the first order logic, inferences in the first order logic, forward and backward chaining, resolution, probabilistic reasoning, utility theory, hidden Markov model and Bayesian network, which we had covered up. In the unit 4, machine learning, we had completed that. Machine learning, supervised, unsupervised learning, decision trees, statistical learning models, learning with a complete data, Naive Bayes model, learning with hidden data, EM algorithm, reinforcement learning. Then unit 5th we had started with, and that is the pattern recognition, the pattern recognition introduction, design principles of pattern recognition system, statistical pattern recognition, parameter estimation method, principal component analysis and linear discrimination analysis, classification technique, nearest neighbors rules, bias classifier, support vector, machine and a k-means clustering, that we had done. And some of the things we had left it out, and we'll go ahead in the next coming class and we'll end up with this as well. So first of all, it's a huge request from my side to all the viewers, please go through with the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. And thanks to all those subscribers, those who had subscribed our channel, and thanks for supporting us. Thank you.